The ability to purge the colon is a very important capacity of the physiology, and one that I lack for the last 20 years practically due to antifreeze poisoning, and it really impairs my ability to be healthy. And it's a little complicated how to do it in a natural way, and it's taken me a little bit to figure out how to do it. It's 3 different ingredients, and they all work together, or I should say 4 or 5 actually. Yeah, about 5 ingredients I suppose I could say. So the most important one is borax, and because it's a very highly alkaline and it's a sodium compound, the sodium has to be balanced with potassium, to create electrolytic balance in the bloodstream. But the system also needs to have its the metabolic rate hoisted up, because if the person is not eliminating, they need a little kickstart, so to speak, a little kick. So that's the purpose of the iodine. So potassium iodide is the second ingredient in this purging procedure, and I get my potassium iodide in the form of 30 or 60 milligram tablets, not micrograms. That's kind of waste of time. The borax, I get it from soapgoods.com, SOAPGOODS.com, in a plastic bag or a plastic jug. So that's 2 so far. The third one is MSM. And let's see if I can remember what the long version of that name is, that acronym. Methyl sulfox. No, see, I don't remember how to. Methyl sulfoxio. It's some kind of it's a analog to DMSO. It's fully oxygenated. That softens the stools so that the purging procedure can climax, shall we say, become fulfilled. Now, what I do is I take that in the morning with water, and I don't know how much I'll need, so I take a little bit at a time and then do it through a cycle and go back to bed. So I'll start with the borax on a tiny plastic spoon, let's say a 1/4 teaspoon, or and then go back to bed, wait, come back, take a potassium iodide tablet, go back to bed, come back, take 1 gram, 1 capsule of MSM is not enough, 2, maybe 3 at a time probably, and then I go back to bed, and then I start the cycle at the beginning again. And I did only 2 cycles this morning, I think. So then it was time to get out of bed and greet the day. So what I did was I had some carrot juice in the fridge that I had made myself, so it's not pasteurized, it's raw, and I had made it with lemon. And when I make it, I usually like to include the lemon zest, the peel. Despite the fact that these were 99-cent store lemons that had the wax on them because they were not organic, still, it's nice. It's nicer to have the zest. Now, when I made it, I think I put in a little too much lemon, but it wasn't too bad. Let's see, for the 2-quart pitcher of carrot juice, I had 3 lemons. So maybe 1 or 2 lemons would have been a little more appropriate. But regardless, what the lemon does is it curdles the carrot juice, and it really needs the acidity from the citric acid of the lemons, because carrot juice has a very alkaline pH. It has a very neutral pH. Not as neutral as melon. Cantaloupe melon, for instance, has, I think it's 7.0. It's so neutral. Usually, fruits and vegetables have a certain acidity to them, particularly citrus fruits, of course, like pomegranate juice, grapefruit juice. So the lemon counterpoises the neutrality of the carrot juice. Now, carrots does have a certain amount of calcium, but anyway, it's in the form of calcium bicarbonate. So that follow-up, and I think I did that twice, the carrot juice. I took just a few sips, did the trick, and boy, now I've got diarrhea. I'm normally constipated terribly, but this did the job. I learned about borax as a purgative a month or two ago, but it was incomplete. I always felt like something was left behind in the colon or in the intestines that didn't come out. And this does the job. The MSM liquefies everything because it softens the stool. And then the potassium iodide, I'm repeating myself. So this formulation really does the job. And since I don't know the proper amounts, that's why I'm very hesitant to say, how much, and take it all at once. No. So I just do it a little at a time, each one separately, till I figure out better. I wouldn't recommend combining them because iodine is a very highly reactive compound, and it tends to come out of its ionic state in the potassium iodide salt and become iodine crystal. And I'm afraid that'll happen if you try to combine it. It's already in the tablet, so it's good to get it in the tablet because it keeps it bound up. But I've bought the potassium iodide powder, thinking, oh, what a smart boy am I! I'm saving money by buying potassium iodide by the 100 grams at a time from some chem lab supply. Pure. I get the reagent grade rather than or food grade if you can find it.